Hello and good evening. This is Grillenheimer. Okay. I just went too tall with Slug and Trailbreaker in a few. I found this deck. It already had some star cards in it. Had like 3 or 4, I think, and then I had 5 of my stratagems here and just went to town. And over here on this side was simply Venom, Kickback, and Blowpipe. And this is just a summary. I just got to play 3 games in a row. This went really fast. This was some of the most fun solo game I've ever played. I can't remember who went first, but this side it won twice. They won 1 game. So if you think these stratagems are maybe a little unfair, I'm not even playing with a smart deck at all. This was just a hoot. Now, I haven't printed them out because I'm sort of out of ink right now. But I've changed Crimzeek to where not only does he attack 1, but when you draw a card, if you have Crimzeek as a stratagem and you draw a card, you pick a character, flip them over, and they're hit by 1. Then if you draw another card, he goes to another character. Well, Blowpipe can't flip, and then you hit him by 1, and then so and so on. Well, I have what I called the consoling the ages. I think I meant counseling, but consoling the ages here. Draw an additional card for each Autobot that started on your team each turn. So I kind of worded this a little funny, but anybody can use this. I originally thought it would be for like Autobots only. No, it doesn't have to be. But I ended up having to draw like 3 cards over here every turn. And because of having this in play and Crimzeek in play, every time I drew, Crimzeek was hopping all over the place with every draw. So he was hitting 1 and flipping, 1 and flipping, 1 and flipping, etc. And then once he's hit everybody in the battlefield, and he is out. In the meantime, I need to change this to May instead of just flip 2 characters for turn. You may flip 2 characters for turn for flip and roll out, which made things a little awkward. But if now I had Hijack, I found in this deck here. If Hijack had been on the other side, this team might have been a little more in trouble, because Hijack can hijack Consoling of the Ages. In the meantime, okay, this is not a bad card, and it's not completely unfair, because I was doing a few. I think they had Rock Toss, because these are all the Black Pip decks. So there's hardly any blue and hardly any orange, hardly any white. Just every card is a Black Pip card. So you're ensuring some sort of attack on the other side. But I picked this for kickback, and maybe I should just change this also to put under the character you want it to be, or something along those lines. And he can only take, I said reflect, I didn't mean I guess it would have been a quicker game had I really used the word reflect and actually have the damage go back on them. maybe more like your character negates all damage and takes only 1 when tapped. So, but Kickback did get knocked out. In the meantime, I had the key to Vector Sigma in here as well, and I picked Venom because he's a leader card here. So it would always start it on him. In the first game, he did get knocked out. So then this has to go to another character. So it went on to Kickback. I think in that game, Blowpipe got knocked out and put on Venom. Venom got knocked out. The key went to Kickback. The Kickback could only use it once, and then it got turned over and put off to the side because he's not a leader. And my dishwasher just started. So etc. etc. Just some really neat things were going on here, and it was just it's like it's a brand new game. And every time something would happen, once Slag got knocked out, I just pretty much flipped that over. When Crimzeek was no longer could be used, I flipped him over. And when Slug got knocked out, I flipped this over. But wow, 5 stratagems. And this was really fun, and I kept drawing 3 cards. I mean, this was my hand at the end. Yeah, I mean, this was my hand at the end of the game. I just had a ton of stuff here. Some stuff I couldn't use because this deck was not really made for them. But still, we had a couple of good big hits. And it was just really fun. And I was really concerned early on in one of the games because the untap phase ended normally with this side, and I'm like, no, wait, trying to remember my progression here, where it actually ended with this side. So this side never really had the opportunity to try to attack Kickback with Matrix Scourged on him untapped until Blowpipe gets knocked out. The Battle Masters are kind of like the Titan Masters. When the body is knocked out, you still have another turn. As the head, you have to bring down the head, flip it over, turns into a small viable character for a whole 1 attack and 1 defense. So that kind of happened over here. Blowpipe got put on Kickback, and Kickback was trying to remember kind of what all happened there. But anyway, it was where Kickback was actually vulnerable and in the untapped position after an untapped phase, and they got to finally attack Kickback. It was just really fun. And I was just going back and forth, and I've been playing for a little over an hour. I got 3 games of these characters in, and I was just picking these mainly because I have a card made for him and a card made for him. And I found out that I do not have Combiner Dinobot Swoop. And I don't know why I picked these guys. I just picked them just to pick something, just to have Decepticons. And he was the first leader I found. And then I thought, well, I know where Kickback is. And so I had at least 2 Insecticons in play with a Battle Master and a couple of 2-star, and I believe that's a 2-star also for the key of Vector Sigma. And wow, it just put a whole new spin on the game. It might be slightly unfair if I knew a little better, or if I had the time to make a smarter deck for just these characters. But like I said, they won twice, they got to win once. So overall, the Autobots did win, but hey, it seemed to work okay. and had a blast doing and testing some of this stuff out. Like I said, I might need to have change the wording on a few of these. We need some more ink. We were already getting low before I even started printing these out. You can see how washed out they are. And oh well, I've gone long. I got to go to bed. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Have a blessed night. And as always, flip out and let's roll for it.